What's up, everybody? My name's RaisorBlade. So a couple of months ago, I reviewed the animated Disney film Big Hero 6. And if you saw that review, then you probably know that my thoughts on that movie are pretty, well, mediocre. Yeah. That clip right there. It really wasn't that bad of a movie, it just wanted to be something that it wasn't. A superhero team-up movie with a twist villain that didn't really work, characters that were pretty dry and mostly pointless, and action sequences that failed to live up to what it could have been. So yeah, overall, I didn't really like the movie that much, and yet a lot of people keep telling me that Big Hero 6 is just a fucking masterpiece. But I recently saw a movie on Netflix that showed up not too long ago that, in my opinion, is a way better version of Big Hero 6. And that movie is called Next Gen. When this movie was first released, it got exactly the kind of reaction you'd think it would get. It's a Big Hero 6 ripoff. That's all it is. Just another Big Hero 6. Is Hollywood really so desperate for ideas they have to rip off Big Hero 6? When the irony is that Big Hero 6 isn't really that original of a concept, and you can argue it's a ripoff of the Iron Giant. So yeah. Shut up. Now look, don't get me wrong, Next Gen isn't a perfect movie. It's got some issues here and there, and I will address them, but to be fair, I would rather have my movie have a lot of good stuff and a couple of bad stuff than have the entire movie just be, play the clip, mediocre. Gotta love that clip. So, while a lot of people like to see this as a Big Hero 6 ripoff, I like to see it as a big improvement. So, let's sit down and see Next Gen. So the movie begins with a little girl playing with her puppy. Aww! Where was that in Big Hero 6? You know, your masterpiece of a Disney classic. Remember in Big Hero 6, the movie started off decently enough, but then suddenly we got like a shit ton of exposition, telling us stuff that was both either really obvious or even completely unnecessary? Well, here in Next Gen, in the first couple of minutes, we figure everything out through the visuals. We find out the dad left, the mom begins to attach herself to robots to try and fill the void that he left, our main character goes punk, she becomes a soccer player, the dad dies, everything we need to learn is shown to us. Plus, it all factors into the story. Everything shown to us in this opening is important when it comes to the story and understanding these characters. There's no, they died when I was 3, remember? Like, what did they have to do with anything? Bottom line, guys, first 5 minutes of this movie is way better than the first 5 minutes of Big Hero 6. Plus, they're playing a super kick-ass punk song that I can't play for copyright reasons, but it's a damn good song, so brownie points for that! So several years have passed, and we meet our main character, Mai, voiced by Charlene Yi, who some of you may recognize her as Ruby from Steven Universe. It's honestly kind of distracting. I mean, she's a good fit for the character and all, but I just can't help but keep expecting Sapphire to just pop in for some reason. It's really that distracting. So we find ourselves in a futuristic world where everybody has robots that do everything that they're told to do. Basically, imagine Astro Boy, only way more humane and respectable to the robots.
The new Gen 6 is gonna make this old thing obsolete. Oh, sorry.
Well, I didn't say completely respectable and humane, but the movie's going for a message, so we'll put up with it for now. So because Mai's mom likes robots so much that she ends up neglecting her own daughter.
It's cool. You love robots more than you love me. Totally get it.
What's that, honey?
Mai ends up ditching her mom, ends up in a secret lab. And here's where she meets... hang on, I wrote it down. You bitch. 7723? That's the name you're going with. Really? I mean, give Baymax credit. Baymax is a very distinct and memorable name, but 7723? Like, really? Not even like some sort of code that stands for 7723? Really? Seems kind of bland if you ask me. It's a real shame that his name is so forgettable because the robot himself is actually very likable. He's not just some Baymax clone, he legitimately has his own personality.
Come on, let go of my bag.
Okay.
Whoa, what are you doing?
I'm following you.
That is super creepy. We hang out, become best buds, take on the world, share a deep and moving journey of discovery together.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's just some charm to him that I can't really describe. You just have to see him to believe it. And yeah, it's just very likable. I just wish he had a more distinct name. So after Maya is caught by security and returned to her mother, we are then introduced to Justin Penn, who, since he's dressed up as a hipster and he's a super rich billionaire, I'm just gonna guess he's this movie's twist villain.
Dr. Tanner Rice. It's ready.
Yeah, I just...
Come on, say it.
Well, but that's the thing.
Say it.
It's ready.
Yeah, see? Was that so hard?
So it's not just Disney movies now. Now all animated movies have to have a twist villain now. Yay! But, as it turns out, 7723's inventor, Dr. Rice, is well aware of our twist villain, the same as the rest of the audience, and built 7723 to try and stop him. But things go wrong when 7723, trying to return Mai's bag, which he left behind, escapes.
Listen, champ, you are definitely not allowed out here.
That girl needs this bag. We're gonna hang out, become best buds, and share a deep and meaningful journey of discovery together.
Come on. Nope. Oh, that's interesting.
I'm delusional.
Again, just charming. There's something really charming about this robot. I just wish I didn't have to look at my notes every single time I want to say his name. So, because he destroyed a security bot in order to escape, 7723 is wanted by the police, leading to a surprisingly violent chase on the highway. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like 30 people died in that car accident. Our hero, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus Christ, did fucking Michael Bay fund this police department? What the hell? 7723 escapes, but damages his core memory in the process. Meanwhile, we cut to Mai as she goes to school, and we then get social commentary.
I'm gonna barf.
Dude, it's like limited edition.
Water can drift gently, or it can crash violently. This variability.
See? It's like WALL-E, only way more bleak and depressing looking. But again, the movie's going for a message, so we'll put up with it for now. Mai then goes outside to play soccer, and ends up hitting a girl in the head.
You on the school team? Who's asking? I'm Ani. It's nice to meet you.
You know, officially, we have physics together, but I sit behind you, so I don't think you ever actually see me.
Do you just hang out here? Are you, like, weird or something?
Yeah, maybe, I guess. I come out to read sometimes, all the time.
Again, guys, I don't know how to describe it. It's not just the robot, it's this script. It's just so charming. Even though this character isn't seen that much in the movie, I can already get a good distinction that she'd be a very likable character should she have gotten more development. I guess that this movie has one problem, it's that some of these side characters deserve more development, but they don't really get it. I mean, they work fine, but again, the script is so charming, I want these side characters to get more development. Like these bullies, for example. Yeah, right now, they're just kind of your one-dimensional bullies. You know, bully, 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 yada, yada, yada. You've seen it before. But, yeah, again, I feel like this movie could really work with that in a sense. But, to be fair, these characters are in the movie for only a couple of minutes. You need to keep that in mind. It's not like Big Hero 6, who are like that throughout the entire movie. So Maya gets into a fight with her bullies and ends up getting her ass kicked, adding more fuel to her hatred of robots. She then goes home, only to find more robots in her life.
Hey, good afternoon, May. I bet you had a great day. Would you like...
Die in a fire.
Okie dokie.
Not now, Momo.
May, I'm almost done, then I'll fix dinner.
Again, I know I'm gushing and repeating myself, but really, it's just the attention to detail that really makes this movie very enjoyable to watch. It's like, it's not just about Big Hero 6 lacking that attention to detail and charm, but it's more, it's a special kind of charm that's very hard to capture for, well, any movie really. I'm not saying this movie's perfect, but it's definitely charming.
Are you going to at least look at me when you're being all teenager-y?
Okay, I'm sorry. Can I go now?
Those kids were making fun of you again? I feel alone sometimes too. But only sometimes. And you know why, right? You're never alone when you've got a Q-bot.
Ah!
I'm only going to ask you guys this question one time. Where was this in Big Hero 6? The biggest weakness in Big Hero 6 is that outside of Hero, none of the characters in that movie got development. They were often pretty one-dimensional and just sidelined so that Hero could be the star. And even then, I wouldn't call Hero a super deep character. This scene alone blows everything Big Hero 6 did out of the water. Mainly because it's not just about Mai, it's about her mom too. Throughout the whole movie, she's been shown to be neglectful, but as I said before, the opening intro showed us exactly why she's like that, why she likes robots so much. But what makes this even more brilliant is that the movie doesn't really paint her as a bad person, she's just someone who's just as lost as our main character. She's making mistakes, she knows that she is, but she doesn't quite know right away how to fix it.
Are we missing anything?
We both are.
See, guys? This is called having character, and needing development, and having an arc. No one else in Big Hero 6 had this! Why didn't Aunt Cass have a scene like this in Big Hero 6? She lost Tadashi too. She loved him, didn't she? Or was she supposed to be nothing more than the dumb brunette character and nothing else? Oh yeah, speaking of which, where the hell did she go in the second half of that movie? Yeah, after the 40-minute mark, she just completely disappears from the movie. Like, what the fuck? She was super worried about Hiro and Tadashi being in prison, but then Hiro disappears for 2 whole days, and we don't hear a fucking peep from her. What? Bottom line, guys, this scene is just really charming and really beautiful, alright? Mainly because it just shows more to this movie than just Mai. It actually gives a shit about the rest of the characters in this movie. Holy shit, who'da thunk? But it doesn't stop there. There's another great scene that follows right after it, where Mai just kind of sits in a room to let everything breathe. The music fits the mood, the camera gets a good shot here and there, we cut back to the mob. It's just a really good scene, followed by another really good scene. Big Hero 6 had these, but they were few and far in between. Plus again, we only had one character we were getting invested in, and that's it. Here, there's 2 characters, and it's a very believable, very likable, and very charming dynamic. And it's paced well, and it's shot well, and it's acted well, and it's just so good, guys. I mean, sure, this may not be the most groundbreaking story, the most groundbreaking characters or setting or whatever, but it's a really passionate story with a really passionate script. So we then find 7723, who has tracked Mai back to her house, where we then meet...
I swear, I will bite your head off. Small who?
I think I love that dog.
What? You again? My bag. What are you doing here? Who even are you?
I'm the stupid robot.
Don't you get it? I hate robots.
I really enjoyed looking through your personal belongings.
Dude, you are still super creepy.
Okay, last time I'm saying you guys, I promise, this script is just too damn charming. So Mai tries to get rid of 7723, but we then get this.
4 out of 5 dentists recommend me.
Stupid parental settings!
Floss twice daily.
Okay. That was weird. Even for this movie. I mean, it just kind of came right out of nowhere. There's nothing else like it in the movie. I guess the movie wanted some little fun, silly scenes since we had a bunch of heavy shit just a minute ago. Even though the dialogue is more than enough to satisfy, so... yeah. The dialogue's funny enough, man. We don't need this silly shit. It's weird. So, after learning that 7723 has weapons, Mai decides to use him to get revenge on her bullies.
See the thing.
You best not be stepping to me, bruh. Bruh?
Oh, come on, don't act like that's not charming. It's funny, damn it! So Mai keeps using 7723 to act out and cause havoc around town, all while 7723 keeps filling up his memory banks. But because his memory core was damaged from the chase before, he has to delete memories every night in order to keep from shutting down.
And I was like, hey, you want a piece of this? And then blam! Scrap metal. You don't with Momo, son. I love this thing.
And I love this dog.
Boing, very low.
Anyway, good night.
Oh, it's official. I love this dog so fucking much. And I thought Spike was my spirit animal. But no, I was wrong. It's this dog right here. This dog is officially my new spirit animal.
Warning, current memory will fill in 18 hours. Recommendation, clear space to avoid catastrophic system reset.
Can't you get rid of all that stuff?
That stuff? No, those are my core systems. I'd gain storage, but I'd lose functionality. I just delete a few memories every night, and that way I don't lose them all.
Does it hurt?
I don't know. Once it's gone, there's nothing. Like it was never there.
Like it was never there. Keep it real, yo.
You too. Keep it real, yo.
Wow. Man, this movie is way deeper than it had any right to be. This is exactly why Big Hero 6 should have just been about Hero and Baymax. No superhero crap, no side characters, just a boy and his robot building up a friendship while dealing with the loss of a loved one. But here, they took it to a whole nother level. Both characters in this movie are broken and are having trouble deciding what's worth remembering and what's worth forgetting. This is a kind of subject matter that I think anybody can relate with, whether you're a kid, a teenager, an adult. And even then, it doesn't have to be about a loved one. It could be about really any sort of trauma or pain in the past. Really, guys, it's honestly kind of brilliant. I'm really impressed by it. Also, I gotta admit, I really like 7723's personality in this movie. I mean, sure, Baymax was likable enough. He was a robot who did his thing, did it well, and at times was genuinely funny. But 7723 actually gets to make choices in this movie. Sure, Baymax made choices, but they were really more linked to his internal programming, so you can argue he wasn't making a choice, he was just following that programming. 7723, though, actually gets confused and doesn't always know what to do and what not to do. It's emphasized really well in this next scene where Michael's crazy and attacks her bullies and then actually tells 7723 to shoot one of them.
What? You can't do that?
No, I didn't mean killer.
You gotta admit, this movie has some balls. It is not afraid to get uncomfortable. I mean, sure, Big Hero 6 tried to be uncomfortable near the end, but it felt really forced. Like, they only did it because that's the cliche, for the hero to go evil for a brief minute or two. But 7723's and Mai's confusion feels way more real here. And like I said, it's very uncomfortable, but in the best way. This movie is not afraid to go places and take chances, all to teach the message that it wants to teach. This is what I call respecting your target audience. Now, some people might argue it's a little too dark for kids and stuff like that. Well, you know what? I grew up to Littlefoot's mom dying. And when I say dying, I mean she was murdered by a giant fucking monster. So don't tell me things can't get too dark for kids. Alright? So after the two have a fight over Mai's behavior, 7723 realizes he has to make a difficult choice. Now that he has so many memories of Mai, he discovers he doesn't want to delete any of them, even the bad ones. So in order to make more room for his memory, he deletes his weapons control system so that he can't hurt anyone anymore.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Yes.
Space cleared. Weapons inactive.
Well, I'm sure that won't backfire in any way. But it still makes for interesting storytelling, so I'm good with it.
Was I wrong?
Yup. Look, you were wrong, and he was right. I mean, you were being a brat, and he was just trying to be a stand-up guy. Good Lord, woman, I'm a...
At least you'll never leave me, will you, buddy? No, you won't. Oh, no, you won't.
You know what? That guy. He's dead to me.
I love this fucking dog, man! 7723 tracks down Mai, and the two have a heart-to-heart about loss.
The most important parts of me are the memories of you. It hurts when I lose them. You lost something too.
People leave and there's nothing you can do about it.
I don't know. You're probably right. But I do know I don't want to lose you. May, if I lost you, I'd be lost too.
How can you say Big Hero 6 is better than this? The bond between 7723 and Mai is so freaking deep that it goes way beyond anything that Hero and Baymax had. Sure, the two became close, but it was really more for Hero's sake. You always felt like Hero was the one getting attached, while Baymax was just looking out for his patient. But 7723 is willingly making his own choices. He wants to remember Mai, even when she's bad, which is something that anyone can relate with when it comes to loved ones. Baymax is mostly just a cute, plushy robot that does his job, but 7723's main purpose for existing is Mai. And when Mai comes to realize she made a mistake, she begins to learn that you can lose people without them dying. Both of these characters are learning and growing because of each other, strengthening their bond and making it far more memorable. Their friendship teaches the message without it being too preachy or ham-fisted. It's just really good storytelling with two really good characters. Again, guys, why wasn't Big Hero 6 just about Hero and Baymax? We could have gotten something really, really good here. Why do we have to wait fucking 4 years to get this story? Jesus. So Mai and 7723 come home to find that Dr. Rice has tracked them down and won 7723 back. But at that moment, Justin Pin finds them too and reveals his evil plan to wanting to just kill people. He then sends his security bot Ares to kill them all.
Blast them!
I'm sorry, May, but I can't.
What?
Oh no! And here we thought that him deleting his weapons was going to be a good thing! But it still makes for good storytelling, so I'm still fine with it. Now this is how you make a damn good action sequence in an animated movie, guys! It's fast-paced, all done in one shot, and it's animated beautifully. It's a ton of fun. The only real problem I have is that for some reason, Justin Pin kidnaps Mai's mom. Which makes no sense because he wants to kill them, so... I mean, I get that the mom has to be saved, I get it, we need more conflict, but he wants to kill everybody, so why not just kill her already? So Mai and 7723 escape, and then we get that scene where the two have to fight and bicker and stuff like that. You know, that typical scene that's in every movie where they have a misunderstanding, and they usually come back together later anyway. But in this, it at least makes sense as to why they have the fight. Usually in movies like this, it's pretty forced, like in Big Hero 6, where they did it simply because it was the cliche. And here, yeah, it's still cliche, but to be fair at this point, I think we made it clear this movie is way better than Big Hero 6, so I'm fine with it. Along with that, it wraps up pretty quickly. Where most movies try to drag this stuff out for as long as possible, here it lasts like 5 minutes, and has a pretty heartwarming conclusion.
I miss him. Every day. And every day I'm mad at him
for leaving. Quite the team you make. A broken robot and a broken little girl.
It's more than I could have ever asked for.
Tell me again that Hero and Baymax are better than these two. Go ahead. So 7723 of my find Dr. Rice as he's trying to escape, but Justin Penn finds the three and... Why didn't you do that before? Seriously, for somebody who wants to just murder humans, he seems to have trouble deciding when he wants to murder. Seriously, just murder everybody already, you murderer! So while 7723 battles Ares during a soccer game, Maya rescues her mom and reveals Justin's plan to everyone. We all then learn who the real villain of the story is.
Okay, fine! I killed Justin Penn and stole his body. You know what he said to me?
You're perfect, he said. Now go make the world perfect.
Let me guess. We humans are flawed. We're not perfect, which is why we have to be eradicated, right?
You want the world to be a better place? You humans are what's wrong with it. You're flawed and you're broken. The only way this world gets perfect is with all of you dead.
I mean, give it some credit. At least it makes sense compared to Big Hero 6. I mean, Callahan's motivation in Big Hero 6 made sense, but his complete 180 of a character didn't. He went from being a sweet, caring teacher who cared about his students to asshole murderer in 2 seconds, with no progression or subtlety whatsoever. Yeah, this is pretty cliche as a villain goes, but at least everything adds up in the end. Callahan's real character at the end didn't make a damn bit of sense at all.
Maybe I'll start with killing this one.
Player, finger on my gun. Inbred. Man bun.
See? I told you guys the mom would get better. She's perfect now. So the fight continues as it leads into the city, but just as Maya's about to be killed, her bully from before comes and saves her.
Go!
Huh. So the bully wasn't just some one-dimensional character that just gets thrown away and never seen again after that fight. She actually grows too. Movie, you're great!
I've got your back. May, listen to me. Our memories make us who we are. Don't let the bad ones stop you from making good ones.
My god, the animation in this movie is gorgeous. And you want to know what the cool thing about it is? The animation in this movie was done through a completely free animation program. I'm not kidding. The animation in this film was completely made through a program known as Blender, an animation software that is free to download on its official website. Now, I'm not sponsored by Blender to say that or anything, I just wanted to point out that with this free animation software, the people behind this movie were able to create a beautiful, fast-paced, colorful, and visually spectacular world. So in order to save Mai, 7723 starts a full system reset, which gives him back his weapons, but also means that all of his memories will be deleted.
May, listen to me. Our memories make us who we are. Don't let the bad ones stop you from making good ones.
Your weapons.
You are amazing. Go make new memories.
You know, guys, I think I just realized something. This movie isn't just a better version of Big Hero 6, it's also a better version of Astro Boy. I mean, think about it. It has all the great action scenes that Astro Boy had, and it also takes place in a future where robots are nothing more than tools to be used by humans. But this time, the characters are more sensible, the villain makes more sense, and the immersion of the story is genuinely real. I was getting kind of heartbroken when I realized that 7723 was going to lose his memories, all just to save Mai. It's just... Damn, this movie is just really good, I can't help it. So 7723 defeats Ares, Mai delivers the final blow, but it appears to be too late to save 7723.
I'm sorry. Just, please, don't be gone.
Hello, what's your name?
Huh. Wow. So I guess this means that 7723 Sacrifice actually meant something. Unlike Baymax's. Yeah, I know, there was a sacrifice in Big Hero 6, but it all kind of worked out in the end. Baymax came back with a new body and everything was alright in the end. Yeah, big perfect happy ending, and I know that's what Disney does, but here, there's actual consequence. There's no backup memory drive or video for him to use to get his memories back. They're gone. They're completely gone. This is a very bittersweet ending. But also happy too. The characters make do with what they lost, which is a perfect reflection of the message of the film. Rising up from loss, not letting what you lost define you. Mai and 7723 will go on to make new memories, new friends, and even a new life despite what happened to both of them. They've become stronger because of it, and I think that is a perfect way to wrap up this awesome movie. So that was Next Gen, everybody, and yeah, I know, this film is pretty similar to Big Hero 6, but I think there's one thing to take away from all this. Next Gen is way better. Like I said, it's not a perfect film. The villain is kind of generic, there are some cliches here and there, and plus, there is the inevitability that you will compare it to Big Hero 6, and to a lesser extent Astro Boy. But if those couple of things are all that's really holding this movie back, then I'll gladly take that because I still got a pretty damn good film. The animation is stunning, the comedy is really funny, the writing is really smart, and 7723 and Mai's relationship is just too damn good. Even if it is a premise I've seen before, it was executed with a lot of passion and charm. Where Big Hero 6 felt like it was written around the message without much thought of the characters and world building, Next Gen felt like a movie that made great characters and world building and got its message from that, which is how I think proper stories should be told. Next Gen is just a great movie all around, and I highly recommend it over Big Hero 6 any day. So I recommend you guys move up to the next level and check it out when you can. So that was Next Gen, What? What do you mean, do I know what time it is? What's that supposed to even mean? Wait, I know what you mean, Chewie! Christmas time!
Please! It's our first date and I'm not that kind of girl.
Fuck!
United States of Goodbye. One for all.
What's up, everybody? My name's RaisorBlade. So, for this review, I talked about the superhero film called Next Gen. And throughout this review, I kept comparing it to another superhero film, one that I reviewed a few months back, actually, called Big Hero 6. Not just a superhero film, but a Marvel movie at that. Now, I wasn't planning on reviewing Next Gen as of right now. I was planning on reviewing it sometime in the next year, but something tragic happened in the world of superheroes that I think needs to be brought up. The creator of Marvel, the king of superheroes, Stanley, Stan the Man Lee, or whatever you want to call him, unfortunately passed away on November 12th of this year. He was going to turn 96 on December 28th, which is absolutely insane for those who don't know how old he was. He lived a very long life. As tragic as his death was, I'm not too sad about it because he did live a full life. But that being said, I do understand why this is a big loss because Stan Lee created some of the most famous characters in the world, basically. Like, he created people like Spider-Man, Iron Man, the Hulk, etc., the Fantastic Four, you name it. He's created and had a hand in the creation of so many great superheroes and stuff like that. And despite me constantly critiquing Big Hero 6, there's a lot of great Marvel movies out there I absolutely can't get enough of. I love the first Thor movie. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. I love the Spider-Man movies. Well, most of them. The first 2 Spider-Man movies and Spider-Man Homecoming. The other 3 suck. I'm sorry, that's just the way I feel. But yeah, Stanley, he helped create those characters, and without those characters, we wouldn't have great moments like the train stopping scene in Spider-Man 2. We wouldn't have the entirety of Guardians of the Galaxy. That entire movie is just gorgeous, in my opinion. We wouldn't have Groot. Groot is just awesome. And we wouldn't have great quotes like this. It's just really hard to think about, knowing that we now live in a world where we'll never get another one of his great cameos ever again. It really kind of sucks, but like I said, I'm not too sad about it. He lived a full life, and even though he himself is gone, he left behind some amazing characters who will never die, who will stand the test of time, and fans who will forever be changed by his work and his legacy. So I asked you guys to tell me a little bit about what you guys thought about Stan Lee and stuff, and I'll just let you guys speak for yourselves. Thanks.
My favorite aspect about Stan Lee is his amazing personality and his passion and love for comic books. My favorite Marvel moment is when Yondu sacrificed himself to save Star-Lord and showed off what a amazing kind of dad he was to Star-Lord, aside from the whole, trying to eat him thing. But Yondu sacrificing himself to save Star-Lord. That's my favorite Marvel moment. My favorite superhero, it's kind of hard to choose, but I'd probably have to say Rocket Raccoon and Groot. I know they're technically not superheroes, but they're very unique aside from all the other superheroes in the Marvel Universe, and they are just awesome characters with amazing personalities and, a lot of depth to them. Also, Groot is cute.
Well, time to do my quick cameo in honor of the person who's known for doing quick cameos, Stan Lee. This guy was my childhood. When I was growing up, I watched the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies constantly, and I would always see this guy appear in every one of these films. I didn't know his name at the time, but I knew that he was a big deal. It wasn't until 2006 when I was introduced to him again through a little short-lived television series called Who Wants to Be a Superhero. I don't know if I should be embarrassed for admitting that, but nevertheless, it was my introduction to Stan Lee. I don't know what's going to happen in the future with Marvel, but let's just say that a Marvel movie cannot be complete without Stan Lee. Oh, and in case you want to know what my favorite Stan Lee superhero is, well, I don't think I need an explanation.
Stan Lee was able to create such memorable and iconic characters. Characters that, despite being superheroes, I completely related to. My favorite scene in any Marvel movie has to be the final fight between Captain America and Iron Man in Civil War. The choreography, the music, and especially the emotion makes it a truly terrific scene. My favorite superhero has always been Spider-Man, and that's mainly because he was very relatable. He's not some rich guy like Bruce Wayne, he's not an alien like Superman, he's just a normal teenage kid.
I think what I loved the most about Stan Lee was his undying charisma. How he always stayed true to what he believed in, no matter what. He believed that anyone could be a hero, no matter their sex, their race, anything like that. And I think that was truly admirable about him. My favorite Marvel moment, there's a lot to pick from, but I would probably have to choose at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy when Peter, Drax, Gamora, and Rocket, they all hold their hands while holding the Infinity Stone so they can defeat the villain and stuff like that. That just felt really heroic to me, and I think that truly symbolized not just Marvel and what it believes in, but Stan Lee and what he believes in. I just think that really speaks volumes, in my opinion. My favorite superhero is, without a doubt, Spider-Man. Yeah, I know a lot of people love Batman and stuff like that, but Spider-Man is my man. He was the very first superhero I was ever introduced to. I remember first playing Spider-Man 2, Enter Electro on the PS1 back when I was a kid. And ever since then, I was just addicted to Spider-Man. I couldn't get enough of him. He still is, to date, my favorite superhero. And I want to thank Stanley for creating a guy like that. And for creating easily one of my favorite quotes of all time. With great power comes great responsibility.
Stanley was a true icon to us all. And he'll be remembered forever and ever. And may he rest in peace. My favorite moment from him is probably the scene from the Defenders trailer where he's giving the speech about what a hero truly is, and that defines Stanley, if you ask me. My favorite superhero of all time is this beautiful guy right here. Spider-Man is the character I always look up to. He's a character that reminds me of myself in so many different ways. And I would just like to thank you, Stanley, for creating this amazing character that I love and hold dear to my heart, as many other fans do. And may you rest in peace, you beautiful man. I would like to thank RaisorBlade for giving me the opportunity for this. And goodbye, Stanley. You'll be remembered forever and ever. Bye.
I never really got to meet him, but I always felt like I knew him in a sense. And Peter Parker, and I know that for a fact, is not only my favorite, but many favorites of other people who are genuine fans of anything. They might have loved him in the TV series that he was in, maybe the movies he was in, or anywhere. And I find that it's great that we can have a moment like this to, understand and love a man like Stanley, who cared so much for us and loved us genuinely, and I thank him for that. And I know that Razor was talking about like a movie moment, but I don't know if this counts, but I find Stan Lee to be a moment for me. A moment of a guy who genuinely loved people, and even if they didn't, he still respected in high regard, and I love that. So I thank you, Stan Lee, for all of that you've touched, and I hope that you may rest in peace, and that we may always be in love of your creations and you, the man. Thank you so much, Stanley. Excelsior.
Stanley has created and co-created a lot of the superheroes that I watched in cartoons as a child, and that was how I first ever got to know about superheroes. I fell in love, and now I'm even reading the comics these days, and so that's the effect that Stan Lee had personally on me. My favorite Stan Lee movie moment is the one from the second Fantastic Four movie, The Rise of the Silver Surfer, where he's trying to get into Susan Richards' wedding. I love that one. It's probably the one that stuck with me. Stuck with me most. It was cute. And one of my favorite superheroes is Jessica Jones. I love how relatable she is. Well, at least in my opinion, she's awesome. And she kicks ass. So, that's it. Rest in peace, Mr. Lee, and thank you.